Washington Post, the Social Security Administration website crashed 4 times in 10 days this month because the servers were overloaded, blocking millions of retirees and disabled veterans from logging into their online accounts. Freaked people out. Is that going to change?
Yes, we're going to make sure that the website stays online.
Yeah, I mean, but is it a result of going in there or something you're doing?
No. The amount of issues that were with the Social Security system are enormous. As an example, there are over 15 million people that are over the age of 120 that are marked as alive in the Social Security system.
And that's an accurate figure.
Yes.
Correct.
15 million.
Correct. This has been something that's been identified as a problem. Again, pre-existing problems since 2008 at least.
With so much of the focus over the past couple of days on Pete Hegseth Tulsi Gabbard in Mike Waltz, amid Signal Gate, we've forgotten about the other most dysfunctional and dangerous member of Donald Trump's administration, and that is his co-president, Elon, brought himself back into the spotlight today with the worst interview I've ever seen. And what was even more shocking about it is he managed to screw up as badly as he did in an interview with Bret Baier, yes, on the Fox propaganda outlet, because when Elon got caught in a lie about Social Security, surprisingly getting some pushback from Bret Baier, he just went silent. It was a panicked mess that we are going to get into. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me now. Before we can get into this interview with the topic of Social Security coming up so much, I wanted to hear someone who crushed Elon Musk on that issue, and a clip right here from Jim McGean.
They're having champagne and caviar at Mar-a-Lago while senior citizens wait for hours on the phone to talk to somebody. Trump's Commerce Secretary said if Social Security didn't send out checks for a month, his 94-year-old mother-in-law would not complain. Well, good for her. But he's a billionaire, for God's sake. Must be nice to have one in the family. But guess what? Most people are not so lucky. When I talk to seniors, they tell me one missed Social Security check means going hungry. It means falling behind on rent. It means skipping medications. People out there can't afford groceries, but Trump's team is telling them to go buy Tesla stock. That's their retirement plan. I mean, these people are nuts, Mr. Speaker. The bottom line is that for Republicans, Social Security is just another thing they can cut to pay for billionaire tax breaks. Well, guess what, Elon? We are not letting you get your greedy, grubby billionaire hands anywhere near Social Security. It is not a handout. It is not a giveaway. It's a benefit that 70 million Americans paid into for their entire lives, expecting that it would be there when they needed it. It is a promise, and we are going to fight like hell to keep that promise for the people who built this country.
Social Security is not an entitlement you have paid into it your entire life. Americans will not be robbed of their Social Security because Elon Musk wants a bigger tax cut that is absurd. It is an absurd notion, almost as ridiculous as what Elon Musk said in the first clip from this interview. You're blown away.
I do agree that we actually want to be careful in the cuts, so we want to measure twice, if not thrice, and cut once. Actually, that is our approach. They may characterize it as shooting from the hip, but it is anything but that. Which is not to say that we don't make mistakes. If we were to approach this with the standard of making no mistakes at all, that would be like saying someone in baseball's got to bat 1,000. That's impossible. So when we do make mistakes, we correct them quickly, and we move on.
Are you serious? This has been measuring twice and cutting once. This has been a precision effort. What DOGE has done over the past couple of months has been you really focusing and locking in before making decisions. What a ridiculous thing to say. This has been anything but a precision effort, and Elon Musk is doing so on purpose. It is the goal of Trump, the goal of Russ VA, who specifically said he wants government employees to feel traumatized. The end outcome that they so desire is breaking the government. So people don't think it works. They want to do that so they can cut it and privatize it as much as possible. So like Jim McGovern said, Elon Musk can get a bigger and bigger tax cut, and they're going around Congress doing so they're breaking the law, which surprisingly Brett Baier actually asked about.
A few weeks.
But the process, it still involves Congress, right? At some level?
We try to keep Congress as informed as possible, but the law does say that money needs to be spent correctly. It should not be spent fraudulently or wastefully. It's not contrary to Congress to avoid waste and fraud. It is consistent with the law and consistent with Congress. And we've seen actually great support, at least from the Republican side of the House, and occasionally some Democrats too.
Elon Musk, for as much as he loves DOGE, he loves what he's doing. He's not very good now. He's straight up bad at defending every single one of their actions. Elon Musk never gives a factual or reasonable justification for any of the cuts that they have made. And as much as he likes to post receipts that all end up being lies, of course he doesn't have any actual information. He just throws around numbers and figures and hopes and dreams, and he expects that to be okay. When Social Security agencies around the country are shuttering or failing to operate because of Elon's actual attacks on them, it is absurd. And that's the reason why Brett Baier, even being the propagandist that he is for Fox, had to ask Elon about Social Security, and when he did and pushed back on him, it was a mess. Take a look.
No, in fact, what we're doing will help their benefits. Legitimate people, as a result of the work of DOGE, will receive more Social Security, not less. I want to emphasize that. As a result of the work of DOGE, legitimate recipients of Social Security will receive more money, not less money.
All right.
I want to emphasize that point and let the record show that I said this, and it will be proven out to be true. Let's check back on this in the future.
So Elon Musk makes the assertion that Social Security is now better. Because of him, Brett Baier, doing a tiny little bit of journalism there, says, well, actually, that's anything but the truth. We're seeing people unable to get their Social Security checks. We're seeing these agencies either shut down or broken because of the cuts that you're making. Elon goes, can I phone a friend? I thought this was your thing, man. I thought you had all the receipts. You got the super brain going. You know it all. Here are the cuts. Here's the waste. We're on top of it, locked in. No, you need your lackey to help you. On the one thing that you talk about the most, the one issue you claim is the most important cutting. Social Security, getting rid of that Ponzi scheme, fixing it, getting rid of the dead people. You have no baseline info to push back against the fact that every action you're taking has been disastrous, and it's quite literally costing people their lives every single day. Outrageous. He just sits there, silent, panicked. It is outrageous that this guy is attacking and is allowed to the most successful government program in American history, maybe in human history. In Social Security, keeping 2/3 of our seniors out of poverty, delivering back what they've paid into their entire lives, keeping people fed, housed, safe. That money is not just used for seniors, their families as well. It is a ERT. And it's why Chris Murphy just ripped Elon Musk to shreds on a different issue. A ridiculous resolution introduced into the Senate to condemn domestic terrorism against Tesla. But Murphy went off on Elon. I want to take a look.
Now, this resolution claims to say something about domestic terrorism, but the only terrorism, the only violence it mentions is violence carried out against, you guessed it, Elon Musk. On an annual basis, there are 11,000 reported incidents of domestic terrorism. 11,000. Only a handful of them impact Tesla dealerships, but they're the only acts of violence mentioned in this resolution. 52% of the reported attacks were based on racial or ethnic targeting by radicalized attackers, but they aren't mentioned in this resolution. Only Elon Musk is mentioned in this resolution because a different set of rules apply to him, because he is in charge and he deserves protection that no one else gets. He deserves a White House TV commercial for his cars. He deserves to give himself contracts and steal from his competitors. He deserves to have his own resolution. And people are asking why. Why does the richest man in the country get this special treatment? To most people, it feels pretty fishy. It definitely feels wrong. Now, I hate violence of any kind, whether it's perpetrated against right, left, or center. I've spent my life on this floor fighting violence, but I also hate inconsistency. So I'm going to make my colleague a pretty reasonable offer here. At the same time that President Trump is saying that he's going to vigorously pursue people that attack Tesla dealerships, he's giving pardons to the people who beat the hell out of Capitol Police officers. So I don't think that we should consent to a resolution that says we care about violence, but only when it's committed against the business interests of the richest man in the world. And I have a way to solve that problem. Senator Murray has a really simple resolution, a resolution that expresses our disapproval of the pardons that were issued for the very specific set of individuals who on January 6th brutally attacked Capitol Police officers. Now, I understand that many of my Republican colleagues think that the people who trespassed here shouldn't have been prosecuted. Let's set aside that disagreement. This resolution just says that the specific set of people who viciously attacked police officers, the ones that hit the police officers over the head with metal poles, that those people shouldn't have been given a get-out-of-jail-free card. And so why don't we just be consistent? Why don't we say that violence matters when it's committed against Elon Musk's dealerships, and it matters when it's committed against the people that protect us? And so my offer is to just pass both resolutions right now. Right now. We could just agree by unanimous consent to your resolution, and we could agree as a body that you shouldn't pardon the people who brutally beat the people who show up every day to protect us. They matter too. Elon Musk isn't the only person that matters. Capitol Police officers matter too.
Thank goodness for Senator Chris Murphy. He's always saying exactly what I'm feeling, really. This is what we're talking about right now, is violence against Tesla. Was there any condemnation of, I don't know, January 6th? Can we get that back up for a vote again? It's absurd. It's absurd. Elon Musk isn't an American. He doesn't care about us. He cares about himself, and he's doing a great job serving himself. I'll give Elon that. If Elon wants to call himself a genius of greed and corruption, go for it. But this is everyday crazy. The fact that there could be any story that takes away from our focus on Social Security just shows how dysfunctional this administration is. But every day, I can't believe it. But we got to call it out. It's what we're doing on this show. And if you want to support that and support independent media, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you're stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.